In early 2017, a Nigerian authority issued a retroactive permit to export timber to China. Then the authority issued another permit, and another, and another, and another. As many as 4,000 permits, hand-signed all at once. Evidence gathered by the Environmental Investigation Agency indicates that these permits allowed transnational organized criminals to smuggle more than 1.4 million illegal rosewood logs from Nigeria into China. How could official permits be used to smuggle illegal wood? The answer involves one of the largest timber laundering operations in history.
From March 2015 to September 2017, EIA conducted an in-depth investigation into the illegal rosewood trade between Nigeria and China. We met undercover with all the main players in the supply chain, from the forests in Nigeria to the luxury furniture boutiques in China.
The illegal trade in wildlife and wildlife products, including elephant ivory, high-value timber, and marine species, is a threat not only to sustainable development, but to peace and security.
The illegal trade in rosewood has become the world's most lucrative form of wildlife crime. Since 2012, demand for rosewood has surged in China, triggering cycles of boom and bust in forests all over the world. EIA investigators discovered that most of the billion-dollar rosewood trade between Nigeria and China was illegal and focused on a single species known as koso.
We found massive illegal harvesting, smuggling from the neighboring country of Cameroon, the felling of trees in national parks, violation of Nigeria's log export ban, and the systematic forgery of legal documents. All of this routinely facilitated by bribery in both Nigeria and China.
A common practice is to obtain pre-signed and pre-stamped official documents through bribes, with the information of the shipment conveniently left blank.
Collect first. Blank.
The race to grab any remaining koso has led traders to source from areas controlled by the terrorist organization Boko Haram, which may have benefited from the illegal trade. In 2016, in an effort to save their forests, West African nations turned to the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, or CITES, an international treaty ratified by nearly all United Nations member states. As a result, in 2016, China stopped and forbade entry to more than 10,000 containers full of illegal koso from Nigeria, worth at least $300 million. Stacked up, these containers would be as high and wide as 3 Empire State Buildings, a whole forest of endangered trees.
Chinese and Nigerian traders told undercover EIA investigators that they paid the equivalent of more than $1 million in bribes to senior Nigerian officials, who assured them that they would be able to issue the required permits to clear the detained containers.
After sitting for months, the containers were suddenly released and entered into China in early 2017. This was possible only because of the actions of the Nigerian authority, who issued approximately 4,000 CITES permits retrospectively, in breach of the convention's principles. In Nigeria, the Minister of Environment alone is allowed to sign CITES permits. At the time these permits were issued, Nigeria's Minister of Environment was world-renowned diplomat Amina J Mohammed. Well-placed sources informed EIA that Mrs. Mohammed spent her last days in office hand-signing the thousands of permits with her red ink pen. Then she took a plane from the Nigerian capital to New York, where she was sworn in as the United Nations Deputy Secretary General in February 2017. Now, hundreds of Chinese factories are transforming more than 1 million illegal rosewood logs into luxury furniture.
CITES must urgently adopt more modern measures to deal with 21st century criminals and corruption. All CITES member states must join in this fight, and particularly China. As the principal importer of these endangered rosewoods and the leading importer of timber globally, China has the unique opportunity to ban the import of illegal wood and put an end to the destruction of the world's most fragile forests.